Hey there, Kate Phillips here. Thanks for hopping into this training on 5 ways to thrive even during a recession. And if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome back to my poor neglected YouTube channel. And I encourage you to give it a like and a subscribe if you want more of these. So yes, we need to talk about recessions. There's an interesting thing going on right now where we have all these economic indicators, major investors, every CEO is preparing for a recession. Even Jeff Bezos, who makes his money shipping you the things you buy, has warned consumers, like, you might want to hold off on major purchases right now just in case you need that money. Very unusual warning for him to put out there. So are we in a recession or not? We could debate that, but let's just say there's a lot of economic signs, from layoffs to what's happening in the real estate world and what the rising interest rates are starting to crater a few of the rental markets. There's also a lot going on with energy and energy supply and diesel shortage and oh me, oh my. I'm not going to focus on those things today, but I want you to be aware that there's a big gap right now between what is happening in the economic world, financial world, and really what the media is reporting. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we just had midterms, and so everything's fine, there's no recession. Just carry on, nothing to see here. And there's a lot to see here, which I may do another video around those things. But today, what is it that you can do? And I want to share briefly also why I care, which is because the last recession, the Great Recession, wasn't so great for me. I had a real reversal of fortunes that I really did not see coming. Again, I was listening to narratives which were, leaving out big gaps, and went through bad economy, some bad circumstances, became my father's caregiver, and at the same time had just transitioned from real estate into coaching, and realized I did not know how to launch a coaching business in a recession while caregiving my father, and ended up losing everything, including my own home. So as I see this new recession approaching, my stress relief is actually around helping others, because I feel like it's something I can do, because I don't want other people to get caught with their eyes closed. So the first big tip, the first thing we need to recession proof is our mindset. And there's a saying that you might have heard that I hear sometimes, which is, I choose not to participate in the recession. And this is an awesome example of positive thinking, but it's also an example of how we might fool ourselves by using positive thinking and not recognizing the environment. So it's great in terms of our energy. We want to know, and you need to know, that that just because there is a recession, or will be a recession, whichever way you want to put it, in the environment out there, doesn't mean that your personal economy has to be impacted. So there is a difference. We can be thriving no matter what is going on out there. And we don't want to gaslight ourselves and pretend, that things aren't happening, because no amount of positive thinking will shift the stock market or the unemployment rate. Now, collective thinking, yes, those things may change. But we do have to recognize there's a difference between the energy and the environment. And I would say the biggest thing you can do with your mindset is to adopt a growth mindset. Growth mindset was popularized, this idea, by Carol Dweck in her book about mindset, brilliant psychologist and researcher. And she contrasts that of a growth mindset with a fixed mindset. And a fixed mindset says, whatever talents or intelligence you have, that those are fixed, and there's really not much you can do about that. A growth mindset says when challenges come, this is an opportunity for growth, for expansion, for learning, and through our effort we can transform who we are and how we are able to respond to those challenges. So applied to money, a fixed mindset may look like, well, I've never been any good with money, or I'm not good with math, or I'm just not good at sales, or, I haven't been able to make that work in the past. Therefore, we predict the future will be more of the same. And a growth mindset says, oh my gosh, we've got challenges now. It is time to up level and know that you can, that our brains can change, our skills, our talents, we can develop those. And so as challenges come at us, we may have to become somebody we haven't been in the past, and we are absolutely able to do that. So, second tip, this is just a kind of a basic, boring financial tip, but money should be boring, and this is important, which is you want interest working for you rather than against you. The gift of inflation, if you will, is that as interest rates have gone up to battle inflation, you can actually earn something on your savings. The downside is that we've seen the cost of mortgages and other debt go up. So right now, if you've got consumer debt, any kind of high interest debt, you want to battle that with everything you've got and get that down, or preferably eliminate that. And at the same time, you want to be building up your reserve. Even if you already have a nice emergency fund, congratulations. It's a great time to build that up even further. And if you've got your money in Bank of America or Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, some kind of major bank, help, get it out. There's many reasons I could say this, but I want to focus on just one right now, which is you're losing money. Like those, I looked up Bank of America, the savings rate yesterday. It is appalling. It is 0.01%. That's not 1%. That is 1/100th of 1%. Your money is earning basically nothing. And yes, they pay a little more for, the gold, platinum, special members, and it still is horrible criminal rates that they are paying on money. So find a credit union, a local regional bank, an internet bank. Ally's paying 2.75 on savings right now with no minimums. There are other banks that are paying even more. So we're literally talking 275, 300 times more than what Bank of America is paying. So go find a place to put your money where you can earn some interest on it. Okay, third tip. Now, here's a plus about a recession. You get to buy assets on sale, which is why, boring tip number 2, you want to be saving as much as possible, because if you're strapped with debt, if you don't have the ability to buy assets, then you can't take advantage of the sales that are coming up. So we already have some sales on a lot of good companies, on stocks. We've seen the worst start to the stock market, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, in decades this year in 2022. And I think there's a lot of indicators that things could go down from here, very likely in 2023. So I'm not saying to run out and buy a bunch of stocks right now. Most people in terms of diversification, already have too many eggs in that basket. And if you feel like that's you, if you're like, oh my gosh, everything is already in stocks, let me know. Reach out to me. I don't sell financial products, but I have friends that sell something. I've been studying about it. I think it's a great asset. It's not in the stock market, but it does benefit from the stock market, and you can halt the losses and set yourself up for potentially gains when the market recovers, as well as adding some other benefits, particularly even potentially lifelong income that you can't run out of. So if you want to know more about how to make a lateral move from the stock market into something else where you're going to stop the losses, let me know. I'll hook you up with somebody. However, there probably will be opportunities to buy companies at, super cheap rates. And I was looking at historically, I mean, it's crazy that in previous recessions, people were buying Disney and Amazon for under $1, shares of those companies. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to see those prices again, but there will be new deals to be had. And I think there's especially opportunity in real estate. We had prices driven up crazy high by the low interest rates, because as interest rates go down, then the price that people can pay for a home with the same payment goes up. Now we're seeing interest rates go up quite aggressively, more than doubled in the last few months, and that is bringing the price of real estate down. New mortgages are down 90%, which is insane. And we're starting to see some of the rental markets crater. This is good news if you haven't been able to find, affordable rent, or have been trying to maybe get into the real estate market with your first home, or maybe waiting for an opportunity to buy a rental home. There are going to be opportunities to be had for sure. So, yes, be prepared for that. Tip number 4. What can you do to create multiple streams of income? I highly recommend seeing what you can do to create more income. And this may include a mindset shift around your ability to do it, or it doesn't have to be hard, or yes, I'm committed to it, because you want to be increasing that gap between your expenses and your income. We want to be saving and investing and not going backwards. And that may require a side gig. It may require, if you're a business owner or self-employed, how can you create a new stream of income within that? And there's lots of opportunities here. You can create income with your money. You can create income with intellectual property. Last year, Kim Butler and I released a book, Perpetual Wealth, that has done very well on Amazon. And I'm looking at, one reason I'm doing some trainings on recession and research. I'm thinking about putting out a book a brand new book about recession proofing yourself. And because I like royalty payments, those are cool. And I know people that are, driving Ubers or Lyfts, or what is the one where you bring people food, DoorDash. There's all kinds of possibilities. Dog sitting. I think I know 4 people or families that are doing dog sitting primarily as a side gig, but that fulfills a need. When people travel or vacation, they absolutely need dog sitters, which leads to the 5th tip. Make yourself a must. Whatever you do, whether you're an employee, whether you're self-employed, own a business, you want to make your product, your service, yourself an absolute must. You want to be developing those skills that make you a must. You want to be, where people can't imagine living without you or your service. And some tips on this. If you can help other people or other businesses make more money, if you can help people learn a skill that they can use to make money or make money, it could be with their investments. If you are good with marketing, sales, lead generation, you will never be out of work. But it's not just those things that are, a must. If you help people relieve pain and reduce stress and anxiety, and maybe you work with high end clientele, and they have an entirely different set of needs. When we saw a lot of uncertainty in the market and the economy in 2020, yacht sales were booming. So there's always money flowing somewhere, and you want to use your messaging to drive home your necessity. You also may want to adjust. It could be pricing, or it could be how you deliver. If you're delivering services one-on-one, can you do it one to group? If you're doing one to group, can you do, how do you do maybe a digital do-it-yourself option? It's something I'm working on right now. And also, this could mean, when I say pricing, it could mean adding a payment plan. And I see people, super successful people, especially in the coaching space, they're doing this now, sometimes even having, multiple payment plans, so that people have options that work for them when they want your services, but maybe they have the money, but they're a little nervous, as perhaps they should be, about where the economy is going. So I hope you found that helpful. Please give me a like and a subscribe. And if I can help you personally, reach out to me. You might have gotten an email that you can reply to. You can always email me at kate@totalwealthcoaching.com. Send me a direct message, leave me a comment. Carrier pigeons, they work as well. So look forward to hearing from you. Let's chat and see how I can help you. I may have a program. You may be looking for some one-on-one help, and I am here for you. Remember, you are powerful, you are prosperous, and you are free. Bye-bye.